Folkland Los.
Let me get this shot.
Oh,
Okay.
dang. Air quality. Put your headphones on. Let's get these levels checked. Check, 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 check. We tapping in, man. We tapping in. Just want to make sure everything, yeah, of course. Set your phone up right there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, Biggs, when you get a chance, man, can you do that little QC check for me on the radio app to make sure everything sounds right? There's no additional feedback coming from the radio or anything like that. Nah, set it up on the desk. Put it in front of you. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Interview. Vega, what's poppin', Vega? I need that feedback, bro.
Ooh. QC check, man. QC check. We here for a special late edition. You know what I'm saying? But we keeping it pushing. You know what I mean? We're able to adapt and overcome.
What's up, Kia?
We able to adapt and overcome. I need everybody to tap in, man. I need everybody to tap in. We got special O.M.G. on my Grand Live interview with Folkland Los. I was about to say folk, man. Folkland Los.
Oh, man. Too kind.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Uh-oh, I hear me. You hear yourself? How you sounding yourself, Los?
Check. My mic sounds right.
Ooh, check. One, check. Damn, I fucked that up. Hey, man, being tired is not a good way to approach the day. And I did not drug up the day like I normally do. Man, Instagram is such a distraction.
Yeah, man.
I swear on everything. It's such a distraction.
Maybe it's a test from God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I fail every time.
Cause it's just like
I fail every time.
Why else would it exist?
All right, Ben. So we getting ready to set up the podcast there, good brother. Yo. We tapped in. Welcome to another edition, another episode, another live super dope interview of the O.M.G. on my Grand Live interviews. This week, we got the hip-hop historian, the go-to bars. We going, what else? The Thriller in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Manila.
Yeah.
There's so many. The Quaker without the shaker. We got my dog, man. We got my dog in the building.
Word.
Folkland Los, holla at him.
Hey, yeah. Feeling special, man. Feeling like $1 million.
Talk to us.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, but I finally dropped some heat on y'all. And man, I'm just feeling like a champion because I promoted it. And you know what I mean? And I'm feeling good about continued promotion for it. So yeah, man, I'm in full swing. I'm feeling like an artist again.
There it is. So let's go back, man. Let's go back to the days of way back. How'd you get involved in music? And how old were you when you first started doing things, brother?
Well, I got my start in church. just kind of getting familiar with music in general. You know what I mean? I was on the choir, and I always had a special voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's not necessarily something that I ever really thought initially either. But you know, when I think back on the positioning and like the way that, you know, the people that was in charge of the choir would, you know, kind of, you know, put me in certain positions, you know what I mean? I knew that I had like a special voice, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I started in the church around 10 years old.
Okay.
And
what were you doing with the church? Were you like?
Yeah, I was singing in the choir. I was on the drums. I tried to learn piano, but you know, I didn't have the patience.
Okay.
To learn. But yeah, I was just like really rolling. And then, you know, I grew up in a small church too, so it was I was the only tenor because I was the only boy in the church for a long time. So like a lot of the tenor solo roles or whatever, like the most important thing that the tenors would do, I would have to do because I was the only boy that could sing in the church.
Got you.
Yeah, so.
Got you. And then what happened thereafter, brother?
I had always had an affinity for hip hop, you know what I mean, based off of my dad. My dad really loved hip hop. You know, his favorite groups is NWA and Public Enemy and stuff like that. And so, I can remember being as young as maybe 3 years old, listening to the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
And like being young, listening to Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, the Chronic album, and Rakim and all that other stuff. So I always had an affinity for hip hop. I remember my dad back in the days with the answering machine. He used to put on you know, you used to be able to do whatever you wanted on the answering machine, and some people would do, you know, however whatever soliloquy would be, but he would let me rap on there.
Oh, okay. So you was the voice,
yeah,
of the answering machine with the bars.
Yeah, he was. I say some type of rap about, you know, call you back when I get back home type vibes. Yeah, man. And so I always had an affinity for hip hop based off of that. And the first time I actually got a chance to truly perform hip hop, I was 12 years old, and I had entered into a talent show contest. And me and my friend at the time, shout out to Vaughn Austin, we basically went on the radio, we recorded Bustin' Rhymes, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, and then we just kept looping whatever part we could that didn't have lyrics on it. Okay. And we just looped it and looped it and looped it until we had 3 minutes of an instrumental, and then we made our own rap to it, and then we performed it at the talent show. Dope. And we won 3rd place, and to me that was everything because the people that beat us was really talented. And we really like got it off the mud. We had to make our own instrumental, make our own rap, and then do our own joint, and we won. And after that, you know, once I saw the roar from the crowd and just like, oh no, you're actually talented at this thing, and we're gonna present you with an award for such, I was like, oh shit. So you got an award at the 3rd place award. The 3rd place award. Okay. Yeah, that's it dope. Was money though. They gave us $50. Nice. For 12-year-olds with $25, you know, we was balling out. Right. Shoot, at 12 in the 90s, that was worth something. Right. I think Kennedy was still like 50 cents at that time. Yeah, you can make some stuff happen with that, bro. I ain't mad at him. We came to school the next day balling. There it is. And we was the only ones in our grade to win. Everybody else was in like the 9th grade or higher. You know what I mean? So we was in middle school. We was fucking P. Diddy and fucking Biggie and shit. We was killing it. Nice. So when did you actually start, like, you know, you discovered that you had the talent at the talent show, and the response kind of gave you that fuel to you know, go ahead after it. Talk to us about your first studio experience when you first decided, like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this. You know, it's kind of murky because I never got a chance to ever make my first song the first time I went to the studio. The first time I went to the studio, I went with like some older guys, and it was their music, and they just, I don't know, I just was in there like writing raps. I guess like the first time I can actually remember recording a song, I was 17. Okay. And I just remember it being real bad. because at the time I was like a Nas super fan.
Okay.
And I just remember like trying to mimic Nas.
That's a challenge in itself. That's a challenge in itself.
And I just remember it being whack. And at the time, shout out to Ime Aliquiba. That was the first person I ever recorded with.
Okay. Big dog Ime Aliquiba, man. Hip hop on lock. Your mom's house.
Right.
All the epic pictures, moments in history.
Yeah.
With. Anyway, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, because Ime's resume is impeccable.
Yeah, I had ran into Akil. Akil was the first person to take me seriously, like as like, you know, from people that was OGs.
Right.
And he was like, man, you got a talent. He actually invited me to his studio, and I kind of got a chance to see what the studio was like. And then, you know, but Akil was busy, you know, because, you know, he's an artist in his own right. So he kind of like passed me off to Paradise.
Mm-hmm. So you came into the game early, getting like indoctrinated by like legends, by people who are like superly musically inclined in their own respect. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy, man. There's not a lot of people who can actually say they've even had the privilege of touching an Akil or Ime, let alone. That pass off to Paradise was not like a pass off. That was like an alley-oop, bro. That was like, I'm coming down the court. Oh, there go my man. Let me take the Folkland Los ball and
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to us about that experience.
It was cool. I remember I went to Paradise's crib, and I wasn't really aware of like all the shit with the video, because he had a video show, right? I forgot what it was called. Right?
Yeah.
I forget what that shit's called, but yeah, I mean, like I didn't realize who Paradise was, to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's even crazy because I was probably listening to X Clan with my dad,
right,
young as fuck, and didn't even know that it was X Clan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but yeah, so I remember I just went to his crib, and Kid was just introducing me, and he was just like, he just told me to just rap, and I just rapped for like, you know, maybe 3 minutes. And then he was like, "You got it." And I'm like, "Okay, I got it. Cool. I'll start recording with you know, with X Clan, and then I'll be famous like next week."
Right. Right. Shout out to the hip hop illusionists.
Right.
Delusionists, shall I say? Delusionists.
Right.
That just comes with the territory, man. We all have that thought process of as soon as I lay this down, it's on.
Right.
Life is changing in 2 days.
Yeah. And he was like, "Well, yeah, man. So yeah, all you gotta do is put like $40 together, and you go to the studio and make your own song." I was like, "What?"
Reality check. Reality check.
But it just so happened at the studio that they ushered me to was your mom's house.
Okay.
And it was just like, you know, being 17, being in a professional studio setup like that.
Right.
Like, damn. So now I'm just like in there trying to do my best Nas renditions, and I'm just like Queeve is saying, like, you know, he sees the talent, but when the records is done, he's still kind of like, you know what I mean?
Right. Move the mic a little closer to yourself.
Yeah, he's still kind of like, you know, I don't know. It just kind of like a shoulder shrug when the records is done, and I was like, you know, when you're young and you're an artist, you get mad a lot. And so I was like wondering what that was about. And it wasn't until I met Corey that I discovered like why people wasn't really taking to my recordings like that. Because it was just like, you know, when I would rap live, that was more authentic to me.
Right.
But when I was trying to record, I want to sound like Nas. You know
Right.
And I just remember me and Corey, and that's a whole crazy story in itself. But I just remember me and Corey, and we finally started making records, and he's finally like taking me serious, like, "Yo, I'm going to produce you as an artist," and then just having that realization moment one night when I'm trying to do my best Nas rendition, and he just like, "You know, your own voice is dope," and I'm like, "What?"
So you changed up your voice as well in this process?
Yeah, I was like trying to go raspy, like soft, you know what I mean? Like that sultry tone with it, you know what I mean? Cause like, I mean, like,
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't have been in that room. You lucky. You talking about a baptism, brother.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, Nas is just the GOAT to me, and I just was like, you know, if I'm gonna be a rapper, shit.
Why not emulate like one of the best that's out there? Why not? And I get it. I understand that. I understand that because, you know, in all aspects, when we look at like, you know, the professional field that we're in, we do want to assimilate ourselves to people who we look up to. You know what I mean? And people who influence us and actually put the fuel to the passion that we're chasing. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Corey for being willing to like understand his role as a producer and really just like help you understand that you got to be the product. Not you sounding like somebody. Talk to us.
Yeah, so yeah, he was just like, man, your own voice is dope. And you know, I was just kind of like, what you mean? It's like, I'm like, come on, man. And it's like, bro, your voice, like, you got a nice voice. Like your voice is good enough. You put those with your lyrics, and now you got something.
Right.
And I just remember kind of like milling over, like, because you rehearse in your mind what you're supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? And like, it's kind of hard to veer from that thing that you built. You know what I mean? That thing that you constructed, this persona. But once I'll say one thing about me is I'm coachable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, as mad as I might get, I'm gonna try to hear from somebody else's perspective. So he just pressed record, and I went from, hey, yo, to, you know what I mean?
To your true self.
Right. And it was just crazy. It was just like a light bulb went off at that moment, just hearing the clarity and just was like, not only that, but just like sinking into the notion of like, oh, no, that is me. Like, that's dope. I can actually hear myself. It actually do sound better. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And that was, you know, that was kind of like my transition into like, or just, you know, like you said, baptism of becoming a recording artist. You know?
Nice. Now, you go by the name Folkland.
Yeah.
And that name derived from your work with Corey.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you guys started to just get closer as in your artistry. His on the engineering production side, yours on the lyrical side. I guess him as a lyricist too, because he rapped as well, right? Yeah. Talk to us about it.
So yeah, we you know, I was like trying to recruit Corey a lot for my own solo endeavors. So I would just like, I started out paying Corey like for all of his beats. It was like $100 a beat, and I just, you know, I got to a point where I was like, man, we could keep doing this situation where I keep paying you, or like, you know, you rapping and I'm rapping. And we typically be pretty much the only people that work with each other. Like, I know he was selling beats with other people, but I really wasn't getting beats from nobody else. And I was just like, man, let's just, you know, make this like a group type of effort.
Okay.
And, you know, it kind of just went from there. I hate to glaze over, you know, whatever, any important details, but, you know, we started out without a rap group name for our first project. We wasn't Folkland. We was CLG and LOS and CLG. Okay. And
that was his initials?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what CLG stuff.
I know Gale's the end.
Right, Corey Lamar Gale.
Okay.
And we came out with, we made an album called The Story of Robin Leach, or the Chronicles of Robin Leach.
Okay.
It's crazy how you forget your own shit.
It happens. But you're a million years old, right?
The Chronicles of Robin Leach, and we basically bought a Robin Leach VHS tape, and we just like sampled a lot of stuff from like the DVD, from the tape that we had, and just made like this album. Basically, what would it be like if we was uber rich? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we just made everything about like just a concept about that shit. You know what I mean? And that's
crazy that y'all had like that creative vibe to be able to tap into a situation like the lifestyles of the rich and famous, which was prevalent at the time. You know what I mean? It was like a popular show that would come on TV, and we didn't have social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was now, where you can just like follow your favorite celebrity and stuff like that. So that gave you a little bit of insight into their lifestyle, and y'all decided to make that into like audio component. That's super dope. Super dope.
Yeah, we just took some excerpts from there, and then we just like wrote a bunch of songs just like based off of like, you know, if we was already lit, you know what I mean? And we got some really good feedback from that project. We had a song on there, damn.
They're good in memory. Memory.
We had sampled
At the corners of our mind.
I don't know why I'm tripping right now.
Misty watercolor memory.
Fuck. I don't know. What's the girl she said? I'd rather be blind. What's that song? Anyways, I can't think of it.
Yeah, we'll just pass. We'll just pass.
But anyways, we that song was kind of like a breakout song for us, and I can't believe we didn't. I can't remember that. But we shot a video for that, and that video kind of like grabbed a lot of attention to people that like so-called like real professional type people. You know what I mean? And that kind of like propelled us into a space of like being considered like, you know, more creative. I think
Keep going.
I think also we was really benefiting a lot from the relationship from Queeve and then also Justin Strong too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so
again, that's another like major influencer when it comes to the culture of music here. Yeah. So talk to us about that.
I mean, Justin Strong, man, he just really took a liking to us as far as just, I think he saw a lot of himself in us when it comes to just like being cool dudes who is, you know, into the hip hop culture and just kind of being like coachable type of dudes. You know what I mean? Like Justin himself is just a super cool dude. You know what I mean? And, you know, he put us onto a lot, like, I got a lot of my performance chops dealing with Justin because he would bring national accent and just throw us on the show like pro bono.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it was just based off of just the relationship and just us being cool enough to like go into it. But as things started to get serious, Corey decided, you know, like we need a name. You know what I mean? Like we need to come up with some type of name. And so we had 3 names in the hat. I forget what the third name was, but the other name was The Heights. I just felt like The Heights was a cool ass name. But he ain't like it, and he came up with Folkland, and I really ain't like it either, to be honest. So we took those 3 names, we put them in the hat, shook it up, and Folkland came out. And you know, I'm a respectable dude. I'm gonna honor, you know, the code or the game or whatever. So I was just like, fuck it, we're gonna rock with Folkland. And over time, it just grew on me.
Nice, nice. So where did things transcend from that element, from that point? In your musical journey, how did you know, working with Corey and having the influences from Justin and Ime and the cosigns from Paradise and Akil, how did that open up doors for you as an artist that other people didn't have the luxury of having?
I mean, it just made me a really sharp recording artist because you got to think if you all those names that you mentioned. That's all A1 class act type of artistry.
That's that's like Pittsburgh legendary hip hop right there.
So, you know, if Corey is mixing something and Queeve hear it, and Queeve ain't the type of person that's gonna bite his tongue, he gonna tell you this shit's whack.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And not only gonna tell you this shit's whack, but he's gonna point out where you fucked up at. You know what I mean? And so with Corey,
and that's the difference between criticism and constructive criticism. Right, and that's one of the things that Ime does. Ime will come in and say, "This is what I see needs sharpened up," which just makes him, you know, dope in that element.
And then Corey's the perfectionist in himself, and he was really thirsty to understand music on a real fundamental level. And he's a very bright dude. And with me, to be honest, I was just a fan of hip hop. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a musical guy, but I'm not like a nerd for like music. Really, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm like more of a hip hop nerd, and so I kind of just got that by proxy of just being affiliated. Like, you know, I could have very well rapped on the record and it not be mixed in sound quality before I met them people and be like, let's go. Yeah, right. But it took for me to kind of like sit back and like take the elements of the information that they had and just kind of start incorporating it in myself, because I started to realize I'm going to sound better as a rapper if I understand music. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I kind of matured as an artist. There was a lot of painstaking nights in the studio with Corey, who understood music at a level that I didn't. Right. And me when I think back on it, just like arguing with this man with no clear understanding of what I'm even arguing. But I just want shit to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, man, it's done. Like, I recorded, it's done. He's like, brother, no.
Right.
When you said you should have said A. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, it's just the difference in that. Like, I mean, he understood notes. Like, he would say things to me and talk notes, octave, pitch, and shit. I'm like, I'm rapping, bro. Like,
right.
Like, come on.
That doesn't apply.
Right.
But really, it 100% applies.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I try to help artists understand, especially these younger artists and these artists that's making music today, is like the music is a relation between the production and the music within your vocals, your words. It's not just rapping. And every artist, every major artist that you hear make music, they understand the importance of that marriage. It's not just them going in and coming up with the hardest bars and putting it over like the hardest beat they can find. It's literally the marriage between the two, and really understanding the notes within the sounds of your voice, how it relates to the words that you're saying in relation to the production that is going over. So it's super dope that you got that. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to be in the studio with you, you know, during your creative process and watch you go through, you know, your I ain't gonna call it a ritual, but you go through, you know, getting in your zone.
Yeah.
And it doesn't involve drugs. It doesn't involve strippers. It doesn't involve alcohol. Talk to us about how important that process is for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, now that I kind of, like, had to go to rap school. You know, I talk about rap school a lot. And, I feel like I got a bunch of degrees in rap school. And, you know, I kind of got my bachelor's and master's working with Corey and them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, just an element of taking it serious enough to hear the nuances in songs that other people don't hear. Like, you know, after working with Corey, I'm so anal now that it's like, if I say the on the last bar, I'm not going to say the on the next one. It's just like, you know, I just feel like everything got to be phonically sound.
Right.
And as far as going into the studio, man, I try not to play, you know, like if I got a song to do, I try my best to have it written before I get there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if it's not written before I get there, man, I just try to really just envelop myself into the music and kind of like develop just a oneness with the sound itself, and try to think about, like, you know, I go from not even just hearing sounds to feeling textures.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like, if I'm listening to a song, I'm like, is this a warm song? How should my voice be? Should my voice be warm? How should my lyrics be? Should I tell a story? Should I, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just all about, like.
So does that process come from, like, hearing the music first and allowing and seeing where the music take you, or is that more an internal process and then you apply it to the music?
I would say both, depending on just the circumstance. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Cool. So yeah, man, I think that it's definitely experience to watch you in the studio and to watch you create, because you said that you come prepared and you have the music written, but that's not like written down on paper or on the phone.
No.
Talk to us about that, because a lot of people, you know, they talk about how they, you know, freestyle and things of that nature, but talk to us about how, where you store your lyrics at and your approach to actually recording it.
Yeah, I think it's always best, well, for me at least, it's best practice not to write stuff down. And the reason why I developed that, you know, just sense of notion is because I feel like I'm going to forget all the whack stuff.
Okay.
So I feel like my stuff is a lot sharper if I don't write it down, because I'm going to remember the most potent elements of whatever it is, of the lyrics. You know what I mean? And the stuff that I don't remember, I just decide, I just make peace with, that was whack, and I need to come up with something different. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and, you know, I just kind of just make it an exercise. You know, I'm probably going to be pondering over it all day. I'm going to be talking to somebody, but at the same time, I'm going to be massaging those lyrics in my head. And not only am I going to be massaging the lyrics in my head to recite them, but I'm also going to be thinking of, like, how am I going to deliver it? You know what I mean? Like, delivery is very big for me, because some of my best work wasn't super duper lyrical stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like delivery is an element that you just can't, you know what I mean? I've heard a phrase recently, and I'm like, damn, this is super dope just way to think of it as a pocket god. There's a lot of people that just lean in the pocket and it's just unfuckwittable. Like I would say like a more recent pocket god would be like Lil Baby.
Okay.
And even Da Baby. It's like they're in the pocket, they're in the zone that's all the way theirs, and it's like even if they're not boring you up, the way that they ride and the beat and the way they sit in the pocket is so dope. It's like, nah, you gotta tip your hat to that shit.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right. And it's super dope that you mentioned them because, you know, they're definitely two of the hottest artists out here right now. And it's like you said, they have an original, or they bring an originality, an original flavor to the music process. And yeah, you're like, they mastered that. They mastered that. So for you, if you said like your best project hasn't been a lyrical process, you think it's based off of your delivery cadence and other elements with the record?
Yeah, and you just understanding timing, like, you know, like, I would say, you know, some of my favorite MCs, where they lost me at, you know, as they got older, is it just seemed like they just lost their timing, lost their rhythm. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, you know, I put actors and comedians like that in the same boat. It's like, sometimes it ain't what you say, but it's like, how did it land?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, I've heard people with, like, a fire 15 bars that then their dismount on the 16th bar was whack.
And that's the one you hold on to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is like, you know, getting back into like just professionalism as a whole. It's kind of like that, you know, across the board. You know what I mean? Like you go in with that enthusiasm and you want to be like the best at what you're doing, but then after a while, if you're not, you know, staying in that space, or you're not getting that food to be able to continue to fuel that passion to be the best, it starts to fall off. You know what I mean? And I kind of found myself getting there with like my corporate situation. And when, you know, I started feeling like it was important for me to start a business. It was important for me to, you know, put in all of this effort and energy that I'm giving to this company for their behalf, for them to cut me a check for not even a fraction of what I give them. You know what I'm saying? And when I started to lose that passion, I started finding myself like, if you don't get it together, you're going to get fired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be over for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And before I could allow myself to be fired, let me start figuring out my exit strategy because I don't see this being me. And art, like music is the same way. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have that driver, you know what I mean, pushing you, it can't just be that you want to be like the dopest lyricist or, you know what I mean, you know, rap over the hardest beat. It has to be like something that's deep driven, you know what I mean, to be able to continue to do so. Because this shit costs. This is an expensive job.
Yeah, or it could be an expensive hobby, whichever one you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you don't do the right things, it just becomes an expensive hobby.
No doubt. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the first part of the O.M.G. interview on the podcast. Make sure y'all stay tuned for part 2 because we ain't done with Folkland. It's my teeth, man. My teeth keep getting in the way. But we ain't done with Folkland Los, man. We're going to go ahead and get this second part of this interview up and running. Make sure y'all stay tuned. You ain't got to pause, brother.
Oh, no, I'm just waving.
Let everybody know. So yeah, we're back with part 2 on the O.M.G. On My Grind Live interview. We're sitting down in the studio, Grind Mode Radio Live, right here with the one and only Folkland Los. We just was talking about like his creative process, and right now we about to start getting into this project, man. It's been a long time coming. Talk to us about Los, the motherfucking ghost, man.
Man, shit. Where can I start?
Yeah, it started how it came to be.
Man, it came to be damn near 3-4 years ago, right? Like I came to Grind Mode and on bended knee, you know what I mean, and just in a place where I didn't really know where I was going in life. I was going through a lot of personal shit, and yeah, man, I saw Grind Mode moving, and something told me, man, before you do something reckless or potentially harmful, you should just try to see if you can align yourself as people that's moving, because if you stay moving, you might be able to take your mind off the shit that you're going through.
Right.
So, I reached out to my brother and shout out Dion Dupree.
No doubt.
The man behind the music, and I just literally was just like, man, whatever I gotta do, I don't care if I gotta fucking wash cars, fucking roll blunts. And
And you know what's crazy is when we first sat and talked, you know what I mean, and you was just on some look, man, I'll kind of do whatever. You know, I was thankful for the assistance, you know what I mean, because I've always said, like, I need 2 or 3 of me. I need 2 or 3 people who wake up with purpose. You know what I mean? And that purpose is about, you know, reaching the goals of the individuals who's entrusting you with that process, right? And if you don't have that, you know, it's like you're gonna half-ass this whole thing. And there's a lot of people that's involved in music, especially when it comes down to service in the indie lane, with indie artists. You know, they get opportunities and then they just provide like nothing and you know, sell you bullshit. And I just seen so much of that going on. So much mismanagement going on. So many people who didn't understand the basis of business, you know, trying to be responsible for somebody's business. And it's like, dang, if you don't understand the ABCs of business, then how can you be effective at like helping this person reach the goals that they really want to reach? And these people are willing to invest their time, their resources, their money. It's not just about the money. There's a lot, their emotion, their passion that goes into, you know, making music. And for me, I just felt it was like super important to be 100% genuine in that process. And so when you came along, I felt like, damn, all right, Batman now has Robin. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my number 2. You know what I'm saying? I got my guy. And you know, we went out and attacked the world. And you were doing a lot of work on behalf of other artists. But I felt it was important for you not to lose touch of your artistry. Talk to us about what that looked like to you.
Yeah, well, you know, during that time, you know, I was working on a real personal project that, you know, was just having issues and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to make good on that promise, you know what I mean, that to make some music and put something out. And, yeah, I just remember it was like, what, maybe like 2020, I think, after we all was like, you know, after we had done so much stuff. And I was just like, man, I need to just try to see if I could make a record of my own. Even if it's not the personal big joint that I was working on with all the jazz and the live instrumentation. And
You're still going to come out with that. We're still going to get that project because that joint was fire too. You know what I'm saying? That joint was fire too. So we're going to still continue to, you know, get that project together as well. But
yeah, I just wanted to, and then also I wanted to make something that sounded a little fun too. But I felt like I needed to create a persona that was going to protect my artistry. And, you know, just basically trying to get back to a place of feeling like some type of self-esteem and stuff like that. I kind of had to create the persona Los the Ghost, you know what I mean? And, you know, he's definitely been helping me a lot, you know, just feel confident again in the booth and feel confident on stage and stuff like that. And, you know, this album is just kind of just a narrative of how that character, that avatar got created, and I'm just trying to, I'm just glad to have found that avatar so that I can tell that story. You know what I mean?
Nice. So, the project, 11 gems. Talk to us about these gems.
So we got Receipts. Receipts is just basically just kind of like me, you know, discovering that avatar, Los the Ghost, and basically, you know, from a psychological standpoint, that's my id, you know what I mean? And Los the Ghost is basically just here to stake claim to everything that's owed to me, that I feel like, you know, I kind of took a back seat for a lot of people, you know what I mean, willingly and properly too. You know, I take pride in the volunteer work that I did, you know, for other people. But I feel like it's, you know, that was just kind of like me saying, you know, listen, I done paid my dues, and I got the receipts. You know what I mean?
No doubt. So shoot, we talking about it. Let's listen to it. Like the head, here you go.
Watch how you move and get covered in sheets. Say business is booming and come and receipts. Me and my crew tryna run up the fee. If I come through summer, I'm coming to fuck up the streets. Got nothing to lose, I'm coming to leash. If you coming for me, then I'm coming to feast. Cover your team, come like to play with my number. Who wanted we coming from rings? The door of the king, motherfucker. Got shooters, no jumpers. We up and it coming from deep. Come for the league, nothing but sweeter to get it from nothing. Just wanted a piece. What the fuck is a piece? I want everything paddocks and heavy ring. Fuck it, we coming for keys.
We ain't giving it all to you. We ain't giving it all to you, man. Shout out Folkland Los, Los the Ghost, available right now. Available right now. That's receipts, man. So you definitely brought it on that record, man. What's your favorite song on the project?
I would probably say Make the Rules.
Why do you say Make the Rules is your favorite? Why is that your favorite?
It's more close to the artistry that it's more close to the brand of hip hop that I fell in love with. And I think too the narrative that I tell on there, you know, I get a little personal on there too. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we got personal on Make the Rules, man, and we gonna give you Make the Rules.
Mama say blood money basically tainted fruit. Fermented grapes taste better than fried potatoes do. That's overhead, it's like hitting buttons to raise the roof. From blouses on your baby boo. Racing in my city's cool. Wavy as a naval crew. Flavorful, fresh blackberry, lemonade and goose. The recipes to make it loose. A cup from Wilkinsburg, admittedly was lame at school. A tiger with peculiar stripes, raised around the saber tools. And gorillas perpendicular to chimps, raising zoos. My city was a jungle, hyenas covered thy neighbor's food. Cover your kitchen cupboards like fuck it, we taking booze. So run it up, make it smooth. A struggle gon' make the news. That's a crime scene, painted maroon. I laced my boots, took a great leap of faith away from my stool. Nothing you can say to dude. I'm Helen Keller under propellers, ducking grenades you threw. Later, dude.
Later, dude. Later, dude. You gotta copy the project, man. Folkland Los, Los the Ghost, available right now on your favorite digital retailer. Talk to us about that record.
Yeah, I mean, Make the Rules. It's just kind of like a narrative of how I decided to create, or I guess like a narrative of how, of the tipping point that created Los the Ghost. You know what I mean? And just wanted to just like kind of give people an insight as to how my mind works, and one of my favorite lines on there is, a cup of Wilkinsburg immediately was lame in school. You don't really hear your favorite rappers talk like that. You know what I mean? Like, they was born with with fucking superpowers.
Right.
Like,
everybody was hard in the hood. Everybody was hard in the hood. Not Los. Los was the cub raised around Sabretooth.
Right, you know what I mean?
And I think transparent bars like that definitely like sets the standard on like how music should be. Like, be your genuine self. Even though you adopt this persona, this character, but you still stay true to yourself in that process. We're going to get into Pay Me, man. Talk to us about Pay Me.
Pay Me is just that record where you just, it's just like that statement record, man. Don't play with me, pay me.
There it is.
That's what they made me. Built in the 80s. Young hustler, baby, can't play me. Cause we ain't playing. Little bitches pay me, butt shaking. You know my name is. It's motivation, strip cranking. We bring the cake in. Loose tripping, breaking. Can't play me. Cause we ain't playing. Little bitches pay me, can't play me. Cause we ain't playing. Little bitches pay me, can't play me. Cause we ain't playing. Little bitches pay me, can't play me. Cause we ain't playing. Little bitches pay me. I said once upon a time in the Pyrex, yo. These niggas with the 9 up to a pile on these hoes. Some J's on his line tryna buy that dough. He said meet me outside behind the cola store. Now if the bad takes him long, but never mind that dough. Bad bitch with thick thighs, I'm tryna find that hoe. And the cop that shot to me, I'm tryna line that hoe. If he bought the block back, I'm tryna buy back more. And divide that hoe with some guys I know. Cause I know the other side would rather mine die broke. Money on the main line and I need mine side more. Ask me how I get this fly and I reply like, yo, this what
like, whoa. I replied like, whoa. That's what I'm talking about, Los. That's what I'm talking about. Who produced that?
That is Jay Webb.
Nice.
James Webb from Hotbox.
Who's some of the producers you had on this project?
Samaj Rega, James Webb, Ghost Baby, and G Sound.
Nice. We're going to get into a Ghost Baby record, man. We're going to get into a Ghost Baby record. This is the one that you got featured with NFM Drama, man. In the promo that you put together for this one, man, was crazy.
Yeah.
This is Like a Pimp. Talk to us about how you came up with the concept for the promo for Like a Pimp.
Oh yeah, man. You know, just chilling, talking to you, man, and you just basically said like, if you gonna go pimp, you gotta go there, and you know, just like, man, you started feeding me like information about like the blaxploitation movies and stuff like that. He said like, rip some of them off and throw that in the promo.
Let's go, Like a Pimp.
Just landed in Miami, I'm thinking about money already. Wake up with low city, I'm trying to catch up my schedule. I'm dressed to impress, plus I just sketched out on necklace. My pocket's on full of like two sumo wrestlers. Keep your guard up, yeah, we squad up. I'm good in any hood, face called gorgeous. I beg you pardon, the streets retarded. I profit 10K every week regardless. I ran up a sack, I'm like my cousin Jack. I drive up and hop up, roll up with them racks. Rad niggas need to have a heart attack. Real niggas link up, gonna get them back. I feel like I'm done with these songs. I'm high as a done with these songs. I'm about to get rich with these songs. I'm done, I'm giving a buzz. Zaza we smoke, knock out the balls. Y'all talk we go, can't watch me rolls. I jumped up off the fucking porch and caught on fire. I'll cut you off and get you all like Michael Myers. Loud chop free smoke, knock out the balls. Y'all talk we go, can't watch me rolls. Just dropped off the load, he tossed it in the safe. Gave me the combo for his bail money just in case. Now I'm sliding down the interstate with my ace. Pulled up the hip, blood, talk face to face. Real girls get down to the floor. Bad bitch showing up in the door. Y'all the haters talking out the bro. Had a killer bitch sound like a ghost. NFL niggas out of control. Bitch niggas want me out of my zone. Freak bitches in and out of my home. Weak niggas get them out of my zone.
Weak niggas get them out of my zone. Man, you ain't playing on this album, man. You ain't playing on this album. You definitely brought it lyrically, production-wise. The joint is off the chain. Talk to us about just your overall feel from, you know, with this project. What do you and hope to have happen as a result of releasing this after so long?
I mean, I definitely wanted to be a catalyst to just like more music. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I'm just hoping that it sparks, you know, just a deeper fire in me to create more music more consistently. And I just want people that anybody that say, yo, do Los still make rap? I just want them to not answer that question no more. Like, I mean, like, that's like the worst thing a rapper can hear is like, oh, you still be rapping? Like, damn. If you gotta ask me that means I'm fucking up.
Yeah, you ain't in my face enough. Talk to us about
One of the best trips of my life, man. Hey, you know, Dion Dupree there again, you know what I mean, in Miami. And we were balling out with Up Top Tizzy, and it was just a dope experience. I had to make a record about it.
All right, man. So if y'all want to relive our Miami nights in the Frencho breeze, we're going to get into this. Listen close. He's telling you a story. All facts.
Yeah. Big Pronto stuff. Yeah. Big Pronto stuff. Yeah.
You win it and put it to lose. I'm feeling like Jimmy, I put the whole crew in cruise and put it to rules.
Ooh.
You win it and put it to lose. I'm being your shoes, won't be a truth. My niggas are putting the shoes. Better go bitch with grooves.
Ooh.
She just wanna sip of the juice. The truth. She put it in she does that shit when I hit it, she give me some news. Talk to me right, talk to me cool, talk to me smooth, talk to me right. I'm with the crew, we got the jewels, we got the eyes. My little boo, know what to do, she talk to me right. Come with me and get your bomb ass fine. I got the shit that make you open your mind. Relax, catch your groove, slow grind. Ooh,
see that dirty wine. You women and put it to lose. I'm feeling like Tizzy, but put a whole crew of tubes to put in the roof. You women and put it to dues. A man gives you, it won't be a truth. My niggas will put up the shoes. Better than bitch of the cruise. She just wanna sip of the juice. I might put her in with the truth. She pretty and clear, she looks like shit when I hit it, she gives it to you.
Man, Los.
We can't call it Miami anymore. We call it, y'all call it Miami.
We gotta get down to that Miami. Yeah, that was definitely a super dope experience, man. And it's even doper that you actually, you know, took that feel and put it in music. You know what I'm saying? And recalled some of the epic shit that happened, man. There ain't too many people that can say they've ever been in a space with like 9 fucking Phantoms pulling up in race. No, my bad, they were race. 9 Rolls Royce race. You know what I'm saying? Popping off at the club. Like it was crazy. It was a crazy experience, man. The boat, you know what I mean? Just on the Biscayne Bay, just man.
Seafood.
Man, seafood, arguing over food. Who smell food, who don't get food. It was just super dope, man. It was super dope, man. Shout out Up Top Tizzy, man. One time for the whole Up Top University, all the Up Top artists, man. Free Tizzy. We putting in some work on your behalf this week, bro. So you know we always here doing what we need to do on behalf of those who entrust us on doing it, whether they can sit on top of us or not, man. We holding that man down. No doubt. So shoot, man, there's just so many records, man. Can I get into my personal favorite?
I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Can I get into my personal favorite?
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna get into this. No. You know what? I'm not even gonna call it my personal favorite.
Yeah.
I just appreciate what you did with the record, man.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about Life in Grind Mode.
Man, listen, man. I came on Bended Knee 4 years ago. And this dude was genuine, opened his heart, opened his home, opened just the whole world to me, man. Like, this is a global grind, and this is a global company. And he showed me that in more ways than he could tell me. And I appreciate him. And I was like, he said, we need an anthem. And I said, I got you, big dog. Don't say no more. No doubt,
man. Shout out Ghost Baby. And the crazy thing about this record is, like, I knew that we had the reality show coming. I'm a fan of music across the board. I'm a fan of music. You know what I mean? Not just one particular element of it, but I'm a fan of it as a whole. And so there was like this record that I kept hearing. I'm listening to Pandora, so it just kept coming on. And I'm like, they tore this record up. I mean, the record was hot, but they didn't bring no extra element to it. It literally was just about the production. So I sat down with Ghost and was like, Ghost, I need this feel. I need the way this record makes me feel. And then once I got the record, I was like, Los, I need you to do your thing. I need you to do your thing. And this is what came about from it, man. Y'all heard it before, because it's everywhere, and it's going to be everywhere.
Money blue, honey blue, coming through, she coming through, what it do, honey blue. I gotta go swings in this.
Check. That. Man.
Yo, can I say two things about this record?
Yeah. Talk to us about this record.
So yeah, man, like, you know, every artist has like barometers, especially people that are barometers for like how good they're doing with their music and stuff. Corey is one of mine, and another one is my, my girl. She's not really like a hip hop fan, and I just remember like she hit me after she heard this, was like, "Yo, you're hard." And I was like, you know, because it was like hearing it from her because she don't really listen to rap like that. She's like, nah, for real. You're hard for real. And I was like, yeah, I might have one with this. And then earlier today, I was like, you know, I'm trying to do like the Folkland, like the social media shit.
Right.
So I posted something about Eminem kneeling and stuff like that. But I put this song behind, you know, like the post. And I just had, you know, somebody that I trust their music with, their ear with music. And they were just like, you know, never mind this post. This record is amazing though. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's stuff like that. It's like certain little barometers. Like, yeah, you know, you might have something.
It's definitely one of them records, man. And you know, I try to be very objective in my approach, right? And try to take things from a standpoint of just like purity, non-bias, and just coming from what I feel. You know what I mean? And working with so many different people and you know, they're asking my opinion or whatever the case may be. I try to, you know, stay as pure in my opinion as possible, not allowing it to be like subjective based off a relationship.
Yeah, because you got to clean your palate like every second. You got so many people asking you what's up with music, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
It is. It really is, man. and shout out Erica Ray and Mr. Lau for the My 2 Cents radio show, because that was like the perfect vein to put all of these people's music in. They're like, yo, bro, let me know what you think. Yo, bro, let me know what you think. You know what? We're going to put it on My 2 Cents.
Right.
I'm going to let them let you know what they think. I'm going to still hear the record because I'm sitting right here. I'm going to hear the record, but I'm going to let them talk to you about it. But I just feel like this is it. You know what I mean? I feel like this is, I mean, we played it in so many different spaces, down in Tennessee, down in Miami, down in Atlanta, down in Kentucky. You know, just everywhere we go, we got DJ T Baby. Shout out Newfound Money, NFL Drama, DJ T Baby. You know, he's the Newfound Money DJ, and he loves the record. You know what I mean? I sent out the e-blast today, and I already started getting feedback. There's another DJ down there that's like, yo, what you want to do? Let's work. I sing Los with Drama. I get Drama's music. We got him on radio down here. He was down in Tennessee, Nashville. And I'm gonna connect back up with him once I get an opportunity to give him a call back. But it's like when I see the way people react to our song, that just lets me know that song got legs. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just a matter of like shoving that shit down your throat. So y'all gonna be hearing a lot more Life and Grind Mode. Not only is it on the docuseries Life and Grind Mode, but it's a part of this project, man. And I'm just thankful that you were able to bring that element to this record and really like just kill it, man.
I mean, but you know, like, and I don't mean to, you know, like to do too much, like congratulations, but at the same time too, I just remember being in the headspace of, I don't know if I could do that, D. You know what I mean? And you being like, bro, don't overthink it. Like, you know what I mean? Just do what you do. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so yeah, it definitely took for you to like literally executive produce that shit for me. You know what I mean? To like show me the vision, like, oh, okay, I see what you want to do now.
And then it worked, man. Shout out Ghost Baby for coming up with such a tremendous track, man. And one of the things that I really like about this record, even though the other artist isn't like so happy about its position, I kind of feel what you were doing with this. And that's bigger shit to do. You know, talk to us about it.
Bigger shit to do, man. It's just like, you know, every time I write an album, I know exactly what I want it to sound like. On this shit, I wanted to make some Christopher Nolan type shit. Like, if I was writing a movie, this is some Christopher Nolan shit. Like, this is fucking Batman fucking Begins, or fucking Batman The Dark Knight Rises type shit. You know what I mean? And so I knew exactly where I wanted to place everything on the album, and I knew that on this album, I mean, on this song in particular, I wanted to go from creating the persona to be fully immersed in the persona by the end of the song, on the end of the album. And this is the song where I'm fully immersed, and that's why it's the last song.
And well, that's super dope that you know got to that point. But I kind of feel like from my perspective, this just is letting you know, like, this ain't the end.
Right.
This,
Right.
This is the end of this project, but this ain't the end.
Yeah,
I got bigger shit to do.
Right.
Man, let's go, Folkland. Let's go.
Right.
Bigger shit to shoot, bigger shit to do. Might get the Draco in the 40 and a missile too. Oh God, I tried to tell these niggas before. If it ain't about no paper, I don't make a response.
I got bigger shit to do.
Bigger shit to do. Till every day my be like
Valentine and Christmas too.
I need a shorty that'll run out any chicken do. You know my homie down the side, you go slipping through. I got bigger shit to shoot, bigger shit than you. Might need the Draco in the 40 and a missile too. When the bitch, I'm on my slice shit. Don't tell them live all this slice shit. These people see my psyche. Hit a nigga like a psychic. Showing $50 slices. Sad story with a slight twist. These haters ain't gon' like this. I got some break it off of my dick. And tell his paddocks with the ice kick. I'm working 9 to 9 this morning to the night shift. Just get the pilot, give the mic to talk the prices. Hit the deposits and my niggas let it fly quick. I went to polish, don't you ever call me nice bitch. I need a bitch that make my knowledge in the psychic. Hell on the shit and they go quick to let the sight bitch. 40 gang loyalty life, bitch. Oh God. Try to tell these niggas before. If it ain't about no paper, I don't make a response. I got bigger shit to do, bigger shit to do. Till every day my be like Valentine and Christmas too. I need a shorty down the road, not any chicken do. You know my homie down the slide, you go slipping through. Yeah, I got bigger shit to show, bigger shit than you. Might need the Draco in the 40 and a missile too.
No convo. We ain't giving it all to you, man. We ain't giving it all to you. This is one of those situations where you got to go cop the album, man. You got to go stream it. It don't cost you nothing to stream it. It don't cost you nothing to add it to your playlist. It don't cost you nothing.
What they say, streaming is believing.
Yeah, man, it don't cost you nothing to bang it in your rides, man. So make sure y'all go check out that Folkland Los the Ghost, available right now on all your favorite digital retailers, man. And like I said, the thing that I liked about that placement of this record is just like, it's not the end.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's more to come, and it's going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger shit to do. So let the people know, man. We wrapping up. Let the people know how they can find you, how they can connect with you.
Yeah, man, it's going to be FOLKLAND_LOS on everything. Any social medias that you got, it's going to be Folkland_Los on everything. Check me out on Spotify, Folkland Los. On everything, Folkland Los. You know, I try to stay consistent. What do they call it? The brand synchronization.
Brand synchronization, brother.
Yeah, that's one of the earlier things that I learned as an artist. So yeah, my stuff is tight like that.
There it is, man. So thank you guys for tuning in to the O.M.G. On My Grind live interview, man. We got some other stuff lined up for Folkland Los, man. So y'all definitely gonna check him out and catch him in the streets, man. You're gonna catch him in public, man. You're gonna catch him outside. And this is, again, the O.M.G. On My Grind live interview. Make sure y'all tap in.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Yeah, man.
No doubt. We ain't done. I mean, we're done on whatchamacallit.
What's up, Chief Akana?
Chief Akana checked in one time for Chief Akana. Every Thursday, Conscious Vibes with Chief Ikahana right here
You gotta let
on
me come on
Crime Radio
conscious
Live.
vibes. I'm conscious of things.
Hit her up. I don't know if they can talk over your head, bro.
Nah, I'm not deep no more.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. We're gonna take those who are on the live out.
Okay.
With another record. Those who are on the live, we're gonna take y'all out. What record did G-Sound produce?
Money and the Power.
There it is, man. There it is. One time for G-Sound out of Tennessee.
Yeah. It's the money and the power.
This is the perfect way to end the lives, man. This is the perfect way to end the lives.
For the money and the power. Hey, for the money and the power. Big dog moves, it's the money and the power. Wrists on blue, it's the money and the power. Bitches gon' choose, it's the money and the power. What you gon' do for the money and the power?
that's Mike Killer. Out of town trips with the squad. Spend a couple chips on the rhythm. Miami nice, so nice. I just wanna feel that breeze. Fuck nigga, find you in life. Want you let a real nigga breathe. Real nigga out of your league. Double R, wood gripping. If you drop low, then we tipping with my nigga drama and we sipping. Henny spilling, bitches slipping. If you act up, put you in detention. Got a boss up to be in this position. Sure they hit my line, I'm about to hit a mission. Leg up, I put her in submission. I'ma hit it till she tap out. I'm on everything I rap out. All these other niggas capped out. Hit the city, put the back out. Did it all without a trap house. In the studio, I snap out. In the film, you know what that's about. And I go easy. The pressure don't freeze me. The baby wanna eat me. The doctor don't ease me. I reload. Kickers on replay. Pockets on cheesecake. Bottles on D-way. I make it look easy. The haters wanna heat me. Cause the pocket on speedway. And you probably on delay. I reload. Kickers on replay. Pockets on cheesecake. Bottles on D-way.
All these bottles on me, what you drinking? Tried to cut myself and wise, but as I keep reeking, my circle keep on sinking, the top keep on winking, and if the rap don't work, I'm back to fucking up mama kitchen. I work 6 digits, but my occupation mystery, and if I'm nowhere hitting from the back, that's a victory. Trigger finger itchy, red in case I'm sticky. The streets give me weird vibes, maybe I'm just tweaking, just ran up a
Easy. The pressure don't freeze me. The baby wanna eat me. The doctor don't ease me. I reload. Kickers on replay. Pockets on cheesecake. Bottles on D-way. I make it look easy. The haters wanna heat me. Cause the pocket on speedway. And you probably on delay. I reload. Kickers on replay. Pockets on cheesecake. Bottles on D-way.
There it is, man.